Righty-tighty.
Righty-tighty, right.
Put the money in the bank and you know what to say.
Right and the tight and the right.
Everyone's different in their own special way.
Wrongly, longly wrong. No?
No, I prefer mine.
Yeah. No, I thought we were doing two different things. I was
Oh,
going
that was the same song.
Then you were going like hitting it with truth.
Okay,
and it was like
yeah.
a kid's line.
Okay, yeah, like a kid's song with some haunting truths in the background. Everybody, hear me say, everyone's different in their own special way.
Righty-tighty, right.
Listen to your mum and you'll do just fine.
Wrongly, longly wrong.
Now come and check out my rhymes.
Jump on the wall and fall down the hill.
I don't like chub on the wall. What does that mean? What does chub on the wall
It's a classic. It's a classic.
Chub on the wall?
Jump on the wall, fall down the
I
hill.
thought you said chub on the wall, which implies you were putting an erect penis on a wall.
Well, a bit of innuendo of the kids' rhyme never went amiss.
Never went amiss.
Welcome
Welcome
back
again.
to the podcast, the Ladcast, with your three favourite boys. Comment today on one of our TikTok clips. Not an ounce of testosterone in that room, which I thought was very rude.
Yep, pretty
I think
rude.
between us, we got an ounce.
There's a gram or
we
so.
can surely squeeze out an ounce of testosterone.
Yeah, not a lot.
You know, and they haven't seen Charlie yet, but when they do see him, it will let it.
Charlie would negatively contribute to the pile. Yeah, we haven't got it to rub between us, have we? Just see that.
I don't know, but I looked at his profile and it was a bald man.
I looked at his profile and I'm pretty sure it was a filter, right? I don't think his face actually looks like that.
No, but we've had a couple of negative comments on the Greg Wallace clips, and they've both been from bald men who I do think are stepping up for their own.
Are they annoyed because
I think it's just sort of bald solidarity.
Yeah, well, we really played Greg Wallace right down the middle, which meant that a lot of people disliked it.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of people pissed off that we were like discussing how he was good. There was a few comments being like, no one has ever said that he's enjoyable. And then now we decide now's the time to stand behind Wallace.
I always agree sort of with podcast clip. Whenever they comment negatively on podcast
absolutely.
clip, I'm kind of like, I do.
Yeah,
well, the
yeah.
sketches will hurt my feelings, but the podcast, I'm like, yeah.
Fair enough.
No, it is rubbish.
It is not true. I don't necessarily believe it either. It's just putting
It's a
something
load of
out.
old trollop, isn't
Putting
it?
something out there at the end of
Ideally,
the
I
day.
wouldn't be putting this out, you know?
Yeah. No, more often than not, I find myself agreeing with the detractors rather than...
Should we talk about what's going on in Syria?
No. I don't know.
The only thing I want to say about Syria, have you been keeping abreast at all of what's going on in Syria?
No, I've kind of picked my battles this week
Yeah.
and Syria sadly didn't make it.
It is really confusing, I'll tell you that.
Apparently there's Israeli interest in it.
It's badly written if it was a show,
Yeah.
because it's like there's too many characters.
Too many characters.
It needs to have, like the Hunger Games. What makes the Hunger Games a good, young adult novel?
Straight
is
to the Hunger Games.
It's quite clear. It's quite a clear.
The Hunger
it has
Games is
has
good
a strong
because it's
message.
clear.
There's a strong message, and it's done quite clearly. There's the goodies and the baddies.
Why did you go for Hunger Games?
Because
Immediately?
that's.
Are
Just,
you seeing comparisons?
Yeah. Well, no, I'm saying it should be more like a Hunger Games from an entertainment perspective, from consuming it as a news story. Because it's just there's a million different factions. You don't know who's good and who's bad. It makes no sense. Assad kind of he looks like a pussy, but then he's run one of the most brutal regimes of the last.
He's got
10
a very
years.
thin face.
Yeah.
And that could be sneaky. Mm-hmm. He's a sneaky man.
Now, one thing I think is a really unique human experience that we'll never probably ever be able to get, which is very special for those people. I'm very happy for the Syrian people that a lot of them got to experience this. It is going through a sort of totalitarian dictator's palace after he's fled.
Yeah.
That is one of the great human experiences.
Yeah.
Like for the country might fall straight back into civil war.
Yeah.
But that experience is really special. You had it with Saddam, when you're just going through and no one's telling you can't, and you're just looking at all the
It's a
shit.
bit like January 7th?
January 6th, sort of, I guess.
You're
but
going through the halls.
But that's not someone's palace. That's like the mechanisms of power.
They're like lions kept in
yeah,
there.
yeah. I think they did a shit. There's potentially a shit in Nancy Pelosi's office, I think.
I'd be actually more surprised if no one did.
Yeah. But that was quite different because that felt like everyone was going to a museum. This where people are just setting shit on fire.
Yeah.
And look at this. It's great stuff. Look. Go on, look. Oh, look, that would be sick. You're like sitting at his desk.
Yeah.
You and your boys, no one's telling you can't.
Yeah.
You're just nosing about.
And why is Russia supporting? What is the deal there?
Well, that's when it starts getting
This is why it's like, let's not do it now. None of us have done a reading for this seminar. It's pointless. It's just pointless. Squished on face, eh?
Yeah.
Big week for news.
Yep.
The CEO has been murdered with a gun.
Now, this is a fascinating story. That it's kind of really got everyone's loving this story, I hope.
Well, it's coming out at the same time as Day of the Jackal.
Yeah,
Which is I think it's just one big media stunt.
Yeah.
From Eddie Redmayne.
Well, Day of the Jackal was brilliant.
It's
and you got me
fucking
onto
great.
it.
It's really
great.
good.
I'm really loving
I
it.
thoroughly recommend if you need some entertainment TV in this dark period of time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all about an assassin and who is literally doing hits. This isn't a spoiler, but in the Day of the Jackal, he's going after a CEO.
Yeah.
I mean, of a big firm. It's tech rather than insurance, but you know.
But it helps you sort of maybe empathise with the killer a little bit, the Day of the Jackal.
Yeah, well, I think most people are generally empathising with the killer.
We didn't even need the Day of the Jackal.
Didn't even need the Day of the Jackal to do that.
It's quite a unique story in that front.
Yeah, well, people are
Someone got shot in the streets of New York and people are like, I kind of like him.
Yeah, because it's an insurance CEO.
Yeah.
Like, he's just a bad guy.
Yeah.
He's just a bad guy, really, when you think about it.
And sort of the centrist dad take is you shouldn't be shooting anyone in the street.
Yeah.
Which that is a take.
It's not a crazy take.
Yeah, it's not great.
It's not the worst take I've ever heard.
But even though my takes will be getting more and more centrist dad, I am kind of like, I definitely didn't feel upset he died.
The thing I admired the most about it was the cleanness of the kill. I think I've been watching too much of the Day of the Jackal, but he's
our age.
He's doing his thing. He's out there. I was pretty sure he was never going to be caught.
He's like a uni-educated guy.
And maybe they haven't even got the right guy. Have you heard about his YouTube channel?
They did get the right guy, I'm sure of it.
Yeah, they got the right guy.
Because you saw the CCTV, we can only see his eyebrows, but the exact same eyebrows.
The YouTube channel confirms it.
Okay.
But I saw this, like, because you get all the sleuths come out, and there was this guy who was like an ex-detective.
Yeah.
Who was like, did a 10-minute video essay about why they never find him. And then it was like, he was pointing out the picture with him because he's got a mask on. And he said, that's a mask. But he was like, this is also a mask, i.e. his eyes.
He was an idiot, right?
So he was completely wrong.
He was an idiot.
And this is,
But he said it so confidently.
I want more accountability for people who do videos like that. Because it's so often when there's a mystery, people come out and they're certain. Yeah. And I think, oh yeah, he seems like an expert. I guess that's true.
For those who don't know what that video is, it's a guy who comes out.
What video?
The mask video.
Yeah.
It's a guy who came out, right, and said, I am an expert in criminology. Not only is he wearing like a COVID mask, but the bit on top
is a mask too. And I went, probably is. This guy knows what he's talking about.
Not at all.
3 days later, captured. I look like a mug. I'm telling it to all my friends down the pub. They're never going to find him. Trust me. I've got it on perfect authority. And I think those men should have some sort of accountability. Everyone who comes out and says, like, I want public apologies more often for incorrect theories.
You want...
Actually, then I'd have to do quite a lot of apologies.
Yeah, we can't say that.
We can't go down that road.
Yeah, but we're not coming out and saying I'm an expert in whatever we're saying about.
We actually say the opposite. We know nothing, but here's our take.
That's fine. I think the only reason why it was such a grave sin is because he came out...
It's a lie.
Explaining all of his qualifications and credentials.
And why he'll never be found 3 days later. They found him in a McDonald's.
I don't want him to apologize. I just think medieval tomato in the stocks. I think it's just like kind of ritual humiliation.
Yeah.
Because a sorry is a bit, you can hold too much dignity.
That's true.
I think the deterrence needs to be,
do
I really want to say this? Because I might say some shit I might have to apologize for, but I might get... Tomatoes might be thrown at me in the stocks.
Or he has to do the apology with a fart machine going off in the background.
What? So it's,
There's a lot. I really didn't require that much thought. It was just, so it looks like he's...
No, I'm working out.
He's farting.
I'm decided whether it's the
he's
right
farting
idea.
and apologising.
Okay.
So it's like, hi guys. You fart and I'll apologise. Hi guys. A lot of you know I came out with a video the other day that claimed my expertise would have led me to the theory that the killer would never be found. It turns out I was wrong. It was a misuse of the internet and my expertise. And I retract everything I said, and I'm very sorry to everyone who I've misled and hurt with my incorrect views. I'm going to take a bit of time off the internet for now, but hopefully I'll catch up with all you guys as soon as possible. That's me signing out. Stay sleuthing. End of video. Yeah, there you go.
That was
I like,
fucking-
yeah. I mean, that is
Charlie,
quite...
thoughts as the observer of that?
That was really impressive farting by
Thanks, brother.
Horatio.
Yeah, it's a
Thanks,
lot
brother.
of
I'm the Miles
practice. Far
Davis
too
of
much.
farting on my...
I've never seen anything like that.
Really?
No, not.
Was it top tier?
I mean, you've seen it.
S-tier.
Like you've seen.
I've
It's
seen
been hanging
every-
around me for
There
years.
was
You've
different.
seen
There
my
was
work.
there was a
Every
tone.
day.
There was different levels of like.
You
Do you
did keep it
see
interesting.
how emotional my face was? I was.
And you
You got very red after. Yeah.
like a guitar.
Yeah.
Like different parts of his arm.
God, yeah.
Fuck.
But
I
have you
guess-
heard his YouTube video?
No.
So
should put it
this has
up?
just come out. Yeah. Just type in
Pull it
whatever
up,
his name is.
Charlie.
No, YouTube have just
10
taken it
minutes
down.
later.
They can and he has to ask, shall I pull it up?
Yeah, what are we talking about?
So on it, this is, adding to this fun little conspiracy thing. And we could be in for some fun, is what I'm saying. It seems to be legitimate that he had a YouTube channel, and the video is like just popped up saying like, if you're watching this, I've probably already been detained. It's all part of the plan. See that things are scheduled. So there's now a potential that this is him getting caught as part of the plan, which we're in for some fucking law-abiding citizen shit. Have you seen that film?
I don't think him getting caught would be part of the plan. I think
Could
he
be.
assumes
Hey.
he's going to get caught, and now he's got a fallback.
Yeah, no,
I
well,
reckon.
if you assume you get caught and you plan to do it, that's part of the plan. I'm
I
not
think he's trying to
suggesting,
avoid getting caught if possible. It looked like he might have got away with it. For
but
a
he
bit.
said on his YouTube, it's a scheduled post. I've been caught now. Things are to follow. I know it'd be good if we could get look. If you see this, I'm already under arrest.
Whoa.
And then that way, yeah, that goes down. I'm pretty sure this is true. This might come out that it's not true, and I'll have to do a farting apology. But yeah, keep it. The truth. Zero. Is there anything else? Something more soon.
Oh.
Wait, go back. Did
So
we
his
miss something
teaser
after soon?
Taylor. No.
Just see if it just goes soon. The truth soon.
Okay.
So, but
Could
YouTube
be
is
three
immediately. What do you think about YouTube taking the channel down? They've immediately taken the channel down. Again, I'm pretty sure this is fucking true.
Yeah.
It seems to be being reported, right, Charlie?
It looks true to me. Yeah.
Well, look,
God, it's not good enough. your word isn't.
I'm
good
willing
enough.
to go
To
out
be
on
fair,
this.
it is on X, so I imagine it's true.
Yeah,
It's X verified.
but that's interesting. This
Yeah.
video, that's a big twist in the tail. I don't think.
Well, I think there's a lot going on which makes him quite appealing. I think it's because we haven't had an assassin who is sort of
Handsome.
our age, handsome, who's kind of like, I don't know. He
How many assassins do we have, really? I think, everyone loves an assassin.
Yeah.
To be honest,
well,
I love assassin shit.
I guess the difference, the comparison is school shooters, and he doesn't have a school shooter vibe whatsoever.
It's true. They're not
He's-
assassins, are they? They're sloppy. You
Yeah.
can't compare school shooters to
Yeah.
assassins. This guy is like masked up, like 3 clicks of a gun. He's got fucking writing on his bullet casings, and then he's disappeared off into the distance. That's an assassin.
And do you want to go through what he did that how he got away with it for so long? Do you remember what he did?
No.
So, I mean, what was amazing is how easy it was to do.
Yeah.
So he just had he shot him with a hoodie, paused, shot him again,
Yeah.
then kind of casually got on a city bike,
Yeah.
disappeared into Central Park at night.
Oh, yeah, he just been in Central Park, didn't
And
he?
then changed, and then
Yeah, then
they
he's
couldn't
off.
find it.
Yeah. Well, they have found him now, which
But
is...
now that was because someone in McDonald's snitched on him.
Yeah.
Which
Well,
I feel we were like collectively in it together, but there was money.
Yeah.
Or 60 grand. You got 60 grand if you snitched on him.
60 grand.
Yeah. So it's
Tough.
hard to turn down
Tough.
McDonald's workers.
I mean,
like
if
them.
you see somebody get shot, even are you not going to maybe do?
They didn't see him get shot. They saw him
It's a news
days
story.
later.
Yeah, but I mean, are we on the side? Are we saying that the
Yeah.
snitch shouldn't have?
Let's say
called
the
police?
assassin walks in this shed right now and goes, "Oh, sorry, I wrong door." And what we realize isn't that the assassin?
Yeah.
What are we doing? Are we handing him in 20 grand each?
I think we're handing him in. Yeah,
Are we handing him in?
I'm going to snitch. on him.
No, because do you know why?
You don't want
I
to be the
wouldn't
guy
do
who
it.
handed him in.
Yeah, snitches get stitches. It's 20 grand's not worth always being the guy who handed in the people's champion.
How much of a people's champion is he?
Well, that's what's interesting.
Because he did murder a man.
Yeah, well, it's a really
Yeah.
murky one.
It's a
because
murky
I
one.
don't know what the CEO did, but we assume he did terrible
He's
things.
he's in health insurance.
We assume it's terrible.
Well, he did. I mean, he's part of a structure of corruption, I suppose.
you know,
It's
we
not
are just
corruption.
going bad, probably pure evil, probably.
Yeah. So it also came out that, right, he's been having back problems. Maybe that's kind of radicalized. His chronic back pain has radicalized him, because I think he wasn't getting easy treatment from the insurer. But also, back pain's annoying, man. I've had back pain a bit. I could assassinate some motherfuckers.
What was interesting is that he comes from a very rich family, which is true.
Valoed Victorian.
Yeah, so he's a bit of a golden boy, unbelievably ripped.
Is he?
If he's his travel bit, even on images, go on images right now of what you just typed in. Look, it's good. Yeah, look at that.
Oh yeah, he's got it. Yeah,
like that. He's in great shape.
Well,
so he's like an alpha Chad, but then he also was working as an intern on Civilization 6, which I've played many times.
This keeps coming back.
Yeah, interesting. And he would fix like interface bugs
because he studied computer science at an Ivy League university.
So another interesting. And then apparently, due to his chronic back pain, he dipped out of like social stuff like a year, and wasn't really in contact, and got a bit like.
Well, he's a smart guy, clearly.
Handsome boy.
So people have pretty quickly found, because if you just type his name in, it comes up with this. So people have found his Goodreads account, which is just him reviewing different books. Funniest book for him to be reviewing after killing a CEO?
The Lorax. Which is what he did.
Did he?
He gave it 5 stars.
Hilarious.
He gave the Lorax 5 stars.
Hey, man is a confusing bit.
So he's undeniably got some charm to him, some charisma, some star quality.
Yeah.
What I think's interesting is, this is this could spark some actual change, because the problem with unfettered capitalism is that CEOs, they can just get away with it. And as much as people whinge about it or write think pieces or complain on Twitter, it doesn't matter a fuck.
Yeah.
But if you are worried about getting gunned down in the street because you fuck people over, that could genuinely change things.
It could, or it could just make things worse at the same time. People can become more entrenched within their own camps, and then, I don't know, things perpetuate.
But is it the camp? Is the camps the health insurance CEOs and the hurty back people?
Yeah, those are the two. Those are the winners and losers out of this situation. Chronic back painers and mean insurance men.
But surely CEOs are going to take note. This is going to be a bit okay, well, maybe if I completely fuck over 1 million people,
I might get nabbed.
Might get fucking.
But they'll just increase their blinking security, won't they?
Yeah, it feels bad because I don't like really emotional politics or just doing something without thinking about ramifications. But I am kind of glad he did it on a real one.
There are comparisons with a certain man who attempted to kidnap Polly Willoughby here.
It's true. Well, yeah. So it's more like. What he probably learned a lot from the Gavin Plum.
I forgot his name, to be honest. He saw Plum and thought, I can actually do that.
Yeah, because Plum is a man who's hard for him to get out off the sofa.
Yeah,
yeah, and I think being in such good, fitness meant that he knew that he can at least get off.
He read about Plum and thought, I can actually get out of bed.
What the fuck? Plum and Luigi. What did you think was going to come up there?
Well, I don't know.
Mario and Luigi.
Maybe somebody had like made a comparison.
No, I think that's we're the only people on the planet right now.
If we have one thing that we have in this podcast, is we're the only people who are going to make that comparison. Be that good or bad, that is all we have.
It's all we have. Literally, just inconsequential comparisons to things. No one in the world is combined the two. That's our niche. People like it because it's a vigilante-esque thing with a kind of badass execution. It's got all like the pros of capitalism against capitalism.
Yeah.
It's like a cold-blooded, calculated,
ruthless
move against the very thing.
Why I think so revolutionary is I just think, we can kill these guys.
Yeah, a bit of it is like, right, yeah.
Oh, you can just shoot these guys.
You can just get them. Yeah. Again, it's murky. I suppose we've
How do you feel about it?
I don't know.
It's really tough. I want to know more about the CEO because I am just assuming he's a piece of shit without knowing anything. I need to know a couple of bad things he's done. And if it was just one bad experience this guy had with the chronic back pain.
Absolutely awful.
Then
ruins it. If it is just like he didn't give him his back pain surgery, then that's too personal. It needs to be ideological for it to be powerful.
Because if it's like Martin Shkreli, that guy, if he got killed, it's like, that is a pretty good deterrence to not be an absolute fucking...
Yeah. In honesty, I didn't like it when it came out that he had chronic back pain. I don't want it to be too personal. I don't want it to be like a passion killing or a vendetta.
Yeah, it needs to be societal.
If he had nothing to do, if he had no issues personally with the insurance firm or whatever, and he was just taking the law into his own hands and going, you guys are fucking little people over, things need to change, That's a lot better than my back hurts and you're not giving me money. You weren't listening.
Sorry.
You weren't listening.
I'm
he
sorry.
He was on his phone during
I was trying to get the Goodreads
during the
up.
entire speech. Yeah, you're great. I think the most interesting one is where click on that.
The Lorax, 5 stars. So he reads a lot.
Yeah, or he says he does.
Yeah.
You don't know how many people on Goodreads
He reviewed the Hawaii Big Island travel book.
Mm-hmm. What do you say?
He says he's never thought he'd feel compelled to review a travel guidebook, but this book is fantastic.
Let's keep going through them.
That's good.
He said the same. He's done the exact same review on Maui.
What do you say?
Never thought I'd feel compelled to review a travel guidebook, but this book is fantastic.
Sounding more and more unstable.
Okay.
What's the next one?
Goggins. There's a Goggins one. Goggins is extreme and clearly unhappy. But in science, we learn from the outliers. Good fuel to kickstart your system out of a rut if you need it. Eventual balance must be achieved, though, after the initial crisis has been handled.
Okay.
Okay, well, that's interesting in lieu of him killing a CEO in the streets of New York.
Are you saying it's Goggins' fault?
No, well, what he's saying about Goggins, which is a fair point, actually. It's pretty good analysis of Goggins.
Yeah.
If you're in a real rut, you want someone saying, you need to be running 23 hours a day.
Yeah.
You fucking loser.
Yeah.
But then once you've got yourself out of that
Maybe
rut,
don't
then
keep doing it.
yeah, Goggins is an extreme kind of thing. But had he got himself out the rut with Goggins and then equalised by saying, I'm going to kill a CEO?
I don't think he ever got out of that rut, really.
Okay, so maybe Goggins is to blame.
So
what else we got?
What's Our Problem? A self-help book for societies. I believe this book will go down in history as one of the most important philosophical texts of the early 20th. Okay. Don't know much about the book, to be fair, to say anything.
What would you do if he had like an Apple podcast review of Boys Gone Wild saying, like, this is the podcast that has shaped me more than any other?
I just feel conflicted again. I don't know what to feel about this anyway.
Yeah. I would
be more certain that he has no idea what the fuck he's doing.
That's very fair. I think the ideological thing
Wait. Read the weightlifter one. He's all good.
The introduction to weightlifting. Fantastic, clear content.
-1 star, 2 infomercial, 2 aesthetics focused. Okay.
And then he's got Google Drive links for his more detailed notes.
Well, he's in bed all day. He's got to do a lot of reading. There does seem to be a correlation between people who have to spend a lot of time in bed and the want to assassinate or kidnap someone.
Yeah, okay. I guess he did get plumbified
by his chronic back pain.
Yeah, I guess they just came from different perspectives. Plum was sort of kind of,
But do we know if
was
he actually stuck in bed or was he just annoyed?
We don't know. We're still waiting for that to come out.
Yeah, we're still.
I think he was grouchy.
Well, I just think anyone who reviews that many books probably is stuck in bed. I mean, you can read a lot, but it's just the consistent posting on Goodreads. I always tend to believe that they can't get out of bed.
Have you got his Lorax review on there?
Yeah, that is what I'm interested in.
Yeah.
What happens in the Lorax? Well,
do you remember the Lorax?
Kind of.
Is it? It's a little fella with a moustache.
But
is he going around and he's in a place where everyone beats the shit out of him?
No.
And then he tries to find a place where they won't beat the shit out of him. And then
the Lorax is the guardian of like nature and the forest, and then it's kind of an anti-pollution film, I think.
Yeah, I think it's anti-Jewish. That's what all of Dr. Seuss's ones. They have anti-Jewish undertones.
Right. Well, maybe the Lorax inspired him in some way.
This I like quotation for the children, but the Lorax. Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not.
He liked that quotation.
Yeah. Well, there's a chance.
Well, the insurance company don't care about him an awful lot, and so it's not going to get better.
Let's get the plot of the Lorax, because I think potentially
this was the thing.
This is the first assassin to be radicalized by the Lorax. Not Zac Efron.
well, it is. It's the plot of the film, which will do. 12-year-old Ted lives in a place virtually devoid of nature. Yeah, no flowers or trees grow in the town of Thneedville. Ted would very much like to win the heart of Audrey, the girl of his dreams, but to do this, he must first find that which she most desires, a truffler tree. To get it, Ted delves into the story of the Lorax, once the gruff guardian of the forest, and the onceler, who let greed overtake his respect for nature. Yeah, it's like the Lorax is the guardian of this forest place, and then a guy comes along, very capitalistically, starts basically, essentially chopping down trees.
Yeah.
And
but
then
instead, he's denying people treatment for chronic back pain.
Hey. This is not
the spine is a tree.
It's not a crazy jump. It's not a crazy jump.
Yeah,
there's a lot of there's capitalist themes in the Lorax
for sure.
In terms of your treatment in prison, is he going to be like royalty? Is he going to get a
he's
good
gonna be
time in
fine.
prison?
He's going to be
absolutely fine.
Bottom of the list is
pedos.
pedos.
Yeah, he's like the opposite.
Yeah.
end.
Top of the list is killing CEOs, man. I think he's going to get a hero's welcome. You know.
Well, he's killed a bad guy.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not like he's committed a murder, and we're not even sure of our opinion on him.
You know, we all watch Batman and say, "Oh, that'd be cool," and then one guy tries it once, and suddenly he's in jail. He gets thrown out of McDonald's.
Yeah.
You know, well, he didn't get thrown out of McDonald's. He was caught in McDonald's. His punishment wasn't being thrown out of McDonald's.
No, you can't get your quarter pounder today, mate. You can't kill a CEO and come and get a McNugget meal. Yeah. Well, we should know. I'd like to know more about Brian Thompson, I suppose. Yeah. But it isn't really about Brian Thompson. It's about what he stands for, and that is the health system in the US.
I don't know enough about it to know. I just know it's bad. I just know that they don't have people's best interests.
He can't be doing good things every day.
Surely not.
And then if they've denied, I think it all goes to shit if that company has denied one of his claims. Because
then it becomes petty.
Then it's just petty.
Yeah, it's a petty thing.
Oh, mate, we thought you were doing it ideologically.
Yeah, but then he could have been radicalized by his own experience, and that kind of is kind of cool. Or do you think it should be someone who's never had back pain?
Yeah, I think it should be someone who's never had an issue with an insurance firm, because that's vigilante shit.
Yeah,
Robin Hood wasn't poor; he gave to the poor.
Yeah,
there you go.
So the Reddit take, which
that's true.
you may or may not want to listen to.
Was he not poor? He lived in the woods.
Yeah, I don't think he was well off, but I think he did fine for himself. Just more.
I mean, I think he was homeless.
Yeah,
he lived in a cabin with 8 other people. I think
he wasn't doing well, but I don't
Yeah,
I think he was doing okay.
Yeah,
he was more interested.
He was more of an outdoorsman.
He was more interested in the plight of others than he was with himself.
I imagine Robin Hood's vibe would be like the cameraman on Planet Earth. You know, he's like a posh outdoorsman,
right,
with a big puffy coat.
Oh, I thought you were going for like he'd film. Like bad
no, I mean like he is outdoor all the time, but it's kind of like in a Bear Grylls. You know, it's not like a man who's like, I can't get a house. It's like, this is what I prefer.
I choose to be in the woods. Of course, Robin Hood chose to be in the woods. That's not. We don't need to say that on this podcast. Are we in a place that's necessary for revolutionary acts like that? Maybe. What's going to happen? We're going to shit.
Which is amazing that it hasn't come up more and more. Is that we haven't even mentioned the Donald Trump assassination attempt at all in this. Which is somehow like after it happened, it kind of feels like it faded
There's something
away.
different about a president because that does happen.
Yeah,
assassination attempts are fairly obvious, but I think this is different because the other guy was just a bloke a bit, but he stood for evil in a way.
Yeah,
and he does it. It is evil what the guys are doing, but then it's part of the system. And then do you take it down from within or from without the system?
I think we just got to be very careful, but we can be to ourselves like that.
Yeah,
You're not too bad, kid.
Yeah, it's
you don't like it at all, do you?
Charlie's not happy.
I'm not comfortable.
He's got pursed lips.
I don't think we know enough to say to kind of. I think on balance, if we don't know, we should say he shouldn't have shot him. Because even though he could have just beaten the fuck out of him or something like you don't necessarily need to kill or
that's more horrible for some reason.
Hostage his kid. I don't know. Like,
hostage his child.
You don't need to kill anyone.
Hostage the child.
What's he trying to hostage? What's he trying to get? His back treatment.
I would rather he took the kid. He took the guy's kid. Made some like the kid doesn't harm the kid, but scares the fuck out of everyone.
And the
kid. It harms the kid.
And the kid.
Yeah, fine, but he's not going to die. And I think
he might not get over it.
Well,
what is he?
He should get over it.
What's his demands?
His demands is listen up. I'm going to kill your child, and I'm going to stream it everywhere.
That's not a demand.
I think globally he could have done more. He could have got more traction if he just kidnapped.
He's got a lot
someone.
of traction,
but it's not the same statement.
No, it is.
Because if you you kidnap for ransom, what are you asking for? What's he asking for? He's not asking for anything. He's saying this system is fucked and I'm taking it down.
I know it's a horrid take. Charlie.
I think it's a good take. I think you've got to be careful.
Let's not get kids in.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen,
why get the innocent? The one innocent part. The most reading factor of this man is that he has young children. That is the most sympathetic part of it. So take them. Make him now seem like a worried father as opposed to an evil CEO.
Yeah.
That is possibly the worst possible thing you could do.
No. Because listen,
he's going to be vilified.
What happens if the other side now, the kind of far right, big up capitalism people, if they come and now just go and shoot the guy who runs Greenpeace, what then? What then?
Well, I don't think
it's we can't be having. You can't just be advocating unless the guy's a fucking nonce or
That's
like
a better point.
done some mad shit. you can't be gunning people down in the street. I don't
But
think.
then,
But this guy isn't.
do we not need quick, severe change?
I just don't think we can.
Are the ills that he's indirectly killing people, that guy, on a regular basis. If he's complicit within the health insurance in America, sure, he's killing people indirectly.
And these are vigilantes. He's not attached to a group. It's not like it's a lone person. It's basically using the fucking load as a society who are not attached to anything. They can't be traced back to anyone. They are acting alone.
It's overtly anti-capitalist. That's the only group that they'll be associated with.
I think we should have just put these kids in a van, basically.
Yeah, I think that just makes everything worse. You lose the message because, I think what we're saying is the murder isn't ideal. It's not great that a human being had to die, but the message behind it is something worth noting.
More and more, I've got my views have softened against capitalism, but this has actually ignited me more than anything in the last 3 years.
Yeah,
because I didn't realize in myself.
You can just knock them off.
In myself, I didn't realize how I'd feel about this thing, but I really do feel like, fuck yeah. It's gonna change the way CEOs act a little bit potentially.
Because
the main thing about against left-wing politics with all these things is how much change you're actually doing, and I think this could actually affect some change.
I just don't. I'm not convinced that it will. Money talks, baby. Money talks, and these CEOs.
What does it say?
It says make more money.
Oh damn!
Wow, didn't think I'd come out with that so quick, did you? But so I'm not sure because they'd be like, I don't think this is going to change the decision of any. They're not going to suddenly stop being nicer. They're not going to distribute profits all of a sudden because they're one CEO.
I guess it's just the people can fight back.
Yeah. I think that's kind of it. I think that's the point of it, is that it's bleak and it's sad a man and a father had to die. But there's a message in where you can't just keep getting away with this. Always the question with revolution is how bad are the existing conditions? Are they bad enough to necessitate this? There's an argument that they are.
In that specific circumstance.
It's not black and white. It's not just murder bad. There is an argument that things are bad enough that there needs to be some sort of armed revolution.
But I guess the argument you'd have is the problem with a lot of revolutions is if you wanted an anti-capitalist revolution now, no one has a good enough solution. So it's we can't just get rid of it because you know what you're doing.
So it's more nihilism rather than.
But in this specific case, there is a lot you can do. American health insurance companies, you can reform that and affect change. If you're if you say the whole system's fucked and we need to do communism,
but it's not. But you need a bigger idea than just one sector's reform to kill someone. Do you know? I don't think that's big enough.
I think you should have specific people should be doing terrorism with very specific things and getting council reform.
Yeah. We need a lollipop lady on this corner.
Or where we used to live, our bins never got took on time. They would just let that. And then we'd had nothing blocking it from the foxes.
So we go and kill our local councilman.
We kill our local councilman, and I think it's keeping. I do strongly believe in, as I said on the Lewis Bonfire episode, I believe in bringing it back to local issues.
Yeah,
issues are getting too global.
So we're actually saying this assassination, it's too big in scope.
No, it's as big as it should get.
Okay,
it's in his lane. I want him, when interviewed, saying, "So you're anti-capitalist?" He's like, "What's that?"
Yeah. What do you mean?
What? My back hurts.
My back hurts. Yeah, I guess, keep it minor, eh? Yeah. Don't go and kill anyone, I suppose. We've got some sort of obligation, don't we? To say don't kill people.
I think so.
Right, we ready to move on? Yeah. Okay, so now scroll through.
Right.
So these are some of the back. This is an Instagram post of the worst back tattoos in football. Right.
Well, the caption is who was the best back tattoo in football.
I like them.
Now look at this. Okay, go back.
Let's discuss.
So that's this one. What is it? So that's black athletes, right? It's Vinicius Junior.
That's Vinicius Junior.
That's kind of mentality. There's Michael Jordan. There's Pele.
Muhammad Ali.
Yeah. Now keep scrolling through.
Yeah.
All right. Okay,
Neymar.
Through. He's got a picture. Yeah, keep scrolling
It's
through.
a big lion.
That's a picture of himself. So he'd actually got the moment he scored a goal covered forever on his back.
Yeah.
So that's himself. Okay, let's go. Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going.
That's good.
There's a lot of lines.
Eagle?
A lot of lines.
Yeah, right. Now
that's
this
funny.
is, I don't actually know who that is, but that is Black Power leaders, or iconic black
there's MLK,
leaders.
There's Bob Marley.
There's Nelson Mandela, there's Rosa Parks, there's Muhammad Ali.
A wasp. There's a wasp.
So it's quite an intense back tattoo.
There is a wasp. You're not wrong.
Okay, and I'll keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going. All right, keep going.
Another lion. A lot of lines. Wings.
That is go back. That is Richarlison.
Yeah.
And on his back, he's got himself.
Yeah.
Brazilian Ronaldo, and his teammate Neymar.
What an odd idea.
Imagine that, getting yourself... He's playing with Neymar.
Yeah.
He was.
That's like me getting you tattooed on my back. But no, me and you tattooed on my back.
Keep going.
That would be fucking hilarious.
And at the bottom... No, go back. No, I mean, yeah. And then there's him looking over the favelas. You know, it's quite a scene. It's quite a powerful image, but I don't know.
It's the inclusion of like Brazilian royalty, like the best Brazilian player ever. I don't know.
Yeah,
probably. and then like, you know, one of the best probably ever, Neymar, and then him,
as a front three.
It is awkward. How do you think the conversation went? Did you think he told him before he got the tattoo or after?
Well, yeah, I imagine Neymar is more when you're in the shower together.
It was either that he went, by the way, Neymar, I'm going to get a tattoo with me, Ronaldo, and you on my back. Is that fine? Or did one day he just come in and be like, check this out?
I think he said he came in. A lot of them are South American, so I do think culturally it's much more of a normal thing to get a mural on your back.
Yeah.
Even though the main thing is, I just think, you know, you can say this about all tattoos, but I do think it is a very good point. When you're 85, are you going to regret having, when this all starts to sag? I mean, that is going to be, it feels so rash.
Well, that's actually quite well thought out, though.
Okay.
At least it's a powerful statement about their life.
I mean, what happens if Neymar gets tried for sex crimes? And
True.
done?
Well, then he can just change his face.
Okay, I guess so.
There's always option for change here.
Fine.
Yeah, it's not something I'd necessarily
Right, now this is
for.
like the best one. This is one of the greatest tattoos I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my God.
Right, so what we have here, this is the reason I brought this up.
Who is it?
This is Otamendi from Man City. This is the greatest tattoos of all time. On his back, Otamendi, a footballer who's probably like 32, he has a mural basically celebrating the golden age of television.
The golden age of television. That's exactly what it is.
He's celebrated basically shows made between 2008 to 2019. He's got on his back.
I love this strong branding of Prison Break.
Right, he's got Prison Break at the bottom. He's got a couple of White Walkers from Game of Thrones smattered about.
Oh, where's that?
Okay, you can see to the left of Prison Break, that's like the
He's got
head.
two Walter Whites.
Yeah, he's got two Walter Whites, one in the middle, one slightly to the side of it.
Astonishing.
He's got Cillian Murphy from Peaky Blinders, and he's got the guy from Vikings. Right?
From Vikings?
Yeah, Vikings makes the mural. Now that is extraordinary.
Yeah, it really is.
Because all the other ones are quite funny and strange, but they make sense. If you're a footballer getting yourself scoring a goal, there's some bravado there. If it's you and Neymar, you can see it. There's a story, there's an image there. If it's just the telly I like.
There's telly.
That is crazy.
He's got like a list of icebreaker questions on his back. Just like, what's your favourite TV? I like Prison Break.
Oh, do you? Well, do you like it this much?
Like, no one likes it. No one likes it.
Prison Break.
Is there... the branding of Prison Break is obscene. Like, he's actually got the logo. That's the only logo he's got at the bottom. Do you know what I mean? The rest he hasn't.
He might have got that first and then said, nah, I need to... You know, potentially TV won't be in its peak again. It is quite nice that it's kind of muralized.
I don't know. I've had shows that I love that a few years later I look back and I'm like, not
like
really
what?
for me. I don't know, but the point is I don't have them tattooed on my back for
What
life.
would you if you had to have your Otamendi?
Yeah, what are the 4 shows I'm getting tattooed?
It's 5 shows. It's 5 shows.
Yeah.
What is your, instead of saying like what is your Mount Rushmore, it's what's your Otamendi's back?
Your Otamendi's back. How many have we got? Like 4.
I'd probably have like Arrested Development on there, Succession.
Yeah, I'd have Succession. I think I'd have season 3
Better
of
Call
Fargo.
Saul.
I guess Breaking Bad's got to be in there, but I want to be a bit different.
What image would you get from Breaking Bad?
Well,
because it's a very visual thing. It's not just having on there. It's how do you distill what you love about the show?
Jesse's girlfriend ODing.
Yeah, that's badass. Vomiting everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I put the thick of it on there. Just have Malcolm Tucker. just like
Tucker
screaming at Ollie. From maybe that could be one shoulder could be Tucker, the other is him scream. Ollie is the one he's screaming at. That works. Yeah, the shows that I like aren't badass enough. It kind of like it kind of works because it's Peaky Blinders, it's Prison Break. There's a masculine theme going on.
Sure, it's machismo.
It's anti-heroes. They're all anti-heroes, which again is just like it implies he's taking inspiration from all of them by playing centre back from Man City.
Yeah. I mean, he does look quite tough, but if he'd like, I don't know, if he'd mugged me or kidnapped me,
And then
he'd taken his top off because I'm there for 2 days, would that intimidate me more or
a
less?
2-day mugging.
No, kidnap me,
Oh,
right?
right.
And I'm tied up, and he's trying to get a
And I
ransom
feel like,
for me.
and if, like, you love Prison Break that much.
Well, do you know what? You'd actually give away a bit of a weakness because
100%.
I'm quite well versed in this era of TV. I'd start just, I'd start talking to him about his favorite TV shows, and I'd soften him up a little bit because he loves these shows.
Yeah, he really does. I mean, the only one. Well, I haven't seen.
I'd ask him what his favorite season of Breaking Bad was, and then suddenly
we're in.
the baseball bat gets put down, and he's like, "Well."
Christ. It's true. It is a clear way out of that situation. I don't know anything about Prison Break.
The Vikings one seems like the biggest reach. It's like why has he got the fucking?
Is it
The main guy off Vikings?
Never seen it.
I need to know more about Otamendi because he's gone straight into the Boy Gone Wild of the Year. Like just for this, on this
for the bat
alone.
tattoo, yeah.
No, that is truly amazing.
Yeah.
And then I don't think there's any more. There might be some more, but I think they're all just
that's
lions.
the good one.
That's the really good one.
There's a lot of there's so many big cats.
Wait. Scroll up so you can see who's back. I don't know who he is, but that's him and his family and a
zoom
lion.
in. That's him and his family.
Yeah.
And a lion.
Yeah. I mean, lions are
The
all
guy
over.
just had why so many lions? I guess it's a thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
I suppose.
I guess
Bravery.
it's just looking. And then this one's quite kind of beautiful at the
That's
top.
quite a good one.
Yeah, but then scrolling at the bottom
Justice and
on
It's
a
like a
film
film
strip. And then a
What?
picture of London, a postcard of London, a postcard of, I don't know where this other place is, and a postcard of this other. Now this one is mental and it's not
he's
finished
probably
yet.
played in London. He's probably at a London club.
Who's the little boy?
I do think
his
that
kid.
the film strip of a goat and the symbol of justice. Now that
What's that?
leaves a lot.
A lot of questions.
At least this one, there's some interpretation to be had. I think with the Golden Age of
100%.
TV,
I don't hate that
it
one.
lacks. I think the bottom is
I think what
pretty
this,
horrendous.
What
Now
this
scroll
man,
up.
Hold on.
Yeah.
What this man's worked.
That's pretty
what
amazing.
this man's worked well with is he's used blank space, which is a theme of all the other ones, in that they don't want a single piece of their skin to be showing. This one
Yeah.
is left a little bit to the imagination, or it could.
What
just
you mean
be,
that big? I think he hasn't finished.
Or he's not finished.
I think he's got more.
The top one's
this guy's finished.
Yeah,
No
no.
chance.
Well, the top one is pretty
It's
good.
pretty good.
It's pretty good ink.
It's quite interesting having a bit of just.
I quite like the bit of
nothingness.
skin. I think it's a bit.
Yeah,
It's fun.
I do think it takes away from the gravitas of the top though, having the postcards at the bottom
Yeah.
of just like a London bus.
Well, lions, eh?
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Oh Christ. We can talk
I
about
nearly
the
got
song.
blown over in the street for the first time
Yeah,
in my
let's
life.
talk
It
about
was-
Storm Darragh.
Yeah.
Is it?
I was on the phone and I had to stop my phone call because I honestly it was like something out of like Home Alone. I nearly got like billowed over in the fucking street.
Yeah.
Did you get proper? So where was it? It was just in
Just
out and about?
trying to get my train, but I felt like it felt like something out of like a kind of Disney.
It is always funny. The British media responding to a storm it will always make me laugh. It is. They always act like it's really scary. And
Yeah.
I just never. I can't. They've basically always been wrong. So I just never listened.
Wrong.
Red alert. I don't know if red alert's fair.
Well, that's because we weren't in the red alert zone.
I don't know. I feel like we
There's been mad flooding. There's been
mad
like
flooding.
Yeah, my parents' car's been written off.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
People's
People's
storm?
houses.
Yeah. We
There's-
went.
there's
My
loads of
granny's been moved
A
out of
bench fell over.
No, you see, you're London centric.
my granny's been moved out of her care home because
Charlie's granny's been moved out of her care.
and her car.
He doesn't want to hear it. He's on his phone.
No, I'm not. Okay, because I did get a news notification which supports your guys' argument. Former England rugby player Tom Voice. Do you know him? Tom Voice?
Never heard of him.
43 is believed to have died after being swept away in a river on Sunday.
The guy's been swept away by a river,
Okay,
and you're
that's
out
fair.
here saying
No, red alert.
you're out here saying the benches have rolled over. Yeah, people have died.
I guess maybe because I've never been affected by a storm. I mean, obviously he's just died.
Yeah, because we've never really been in a red area. We've never had a red warning for where we are. We're storm avoiders.
Yeah. It's just funny with the BBC ones. It's like they'll show you a video of the place and it will just be like
Windy. Well, there's
it'll
loads
just
of
be
flooding.
like billowing about.
There's flooding shit where you see like cars floating down the
I-
road.
Maybe I
You're
saw
storm
it too
blind.
early.
Yeah, we went to visit my granny and we were leaving and it was kind of building. And then when there are these automatic gates to get into the care home and we pressed this button to open the gates and there's literally this whole river kind of
God.
Oh fuck! Really?
It wasn't our fault that she had to move home, but like it was.
The
Like,
Wait, did
of a
you
storm.
start the flooding though?
we kind of
technically.
we let it. We were part of the chain, but it was inevitable.
It sounds a bit like your fault.
No, it wasn't our fault.
Well, couldn't if
But
you
they-
hadn't have opened it,
Would they?
Someone
would
would have got
the
everyone
elderly
else
people
out.
be safe?
and they would have not.
no,
had any
eventually
flooding.
they would have opened it. They would have had to open it.
What, is there no other way to get people out?
No, we had to go through the river.
Fine.
Like
How-
me and my dad and my brother. I was like, falling in the kind of road. But the road was a river.
How
It's
tall
crazy.
was this? How deep was the water?
Like, up to my like thighs.
red,
Really?
red alert, Horatio.
Okay, fair enough.
Red
It's
alert.
crazy.
You can't just walk outside and what's all the fucking fuss about? The country is bigger than just outside your front door. Oh, what fucking store is this
I don't
shit?
know, I just-
a bench is falling over. Charlie's nan's underwater. Charlie's nan's still in the river now. What are you talking about? Oh, what fucking red alert.
Charlie's now will be all right, right?
No, she's fine. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
she's
fine.
fine.
She's
She's
loved
warm.
it.
She's fine.
She fucking
She found
loved
it quite
it.
enjoyable.
Yeah, I think you want a red alert to be like the whole country is underwater. And
Yeah, I did. I think it's more because it's like the stuff that's been happening in other countries is always so much bigger than here.
yeah, well, but you haven't got like hurricanes.
Yeah, Valencia.
Valencia or Florida.
But
Even though
nor is
Florida
there,
wasn't
nor is
that
a
big.
red alert saying this is a hurricane.
What happened to the Florida guy, by the way? Do we ever talk
He
about
survived, the guy in the boat.
that? Yeah.
Yeah, he was fine.
And was it a bit
I
of
mean, it
a...
turns out he was a convicted felon and did some pretty terrible stuff.
How terrible.
Paedophile.
Was he a paedophile?
No, I don't know.
Type in Florida
Was that
boatman.
a suggestion or like...
Yeah, paedophile?
more of a-
Perhaps? Just started naming crimes. Paedophile?
Paedophile?
Paedophile? I think he was hiding from the courts in that boat, and then and then he got famous, and then they were like, "Well, this man is due in court soon." Yeah, he did something dodgy,
Yeah.
but of course he did. He's Lieutenant Dan. He's living in a boat.
He's in Florida.
He's living in a boat in Florida. A
Yeah.
hurricane's about to hit. He's refusing to leave. Of course, he's done something bad. What other reason would you be staying?
Yeah.
He's evading the coppers.
But I do remember at the time him saying that because of the way they were talking about it, we're like, oh, he's almost definitely going to die.
Yeah, but he survived.
But it's like, I don't think much... Was it that bad in the end? I know I'm a
Fucking
real,
hell!
I'm a real storm
Was the
tonight.
hurricane
But no,
that
but
bad?
remember how big the...
It wasn't- it was tipped-
huge how we were talking about it. We're
It
like,
was
this
tipped
is
to
gonna
be
the-
as bad as like New Orleans.
Yeah.
But it wasn't.
Yeah, okay.
It wasn't as devastating as
Hey,
Katrina.
look, you got to over egg it a little bit.
Yeah, because
But
you
it
want
does
people
feel
to.
like modern wokery sometimes.
Yeah.
My granny was homeless.
You're okay.
So
My
it's
granny
London
was
calling.
homeless.
Yeah. Modern wokery.
How many people have died from Storm Darragh?
Storm Darragh death toll 2. It's not-
That's two more than none.
I'm sorry. It's the way you said that.
I know. I said it accidentally as how I made it. I was expecting more.
I know, and you shouldn't be like going like, well, how many people died then? I don't
Yeah.
care. But it is
When
often-
trees fell on their vehicles, tens of thousands of homes remain without power, and flood warnings continue in the wake of Storm Darragh. That'll do, pig. Just Charlie's typing. That'll do.
Well, that's him saying the episode's over.
That'll do, pig.
Hey.
That'll do.
Guys, it's been great.
Oh, was that?
excellent.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
Oh, interesting.
he does do that.
Well,
Thanks,
usually
Andy.
it's just that.
I'm trying to be covert. I'm trying
Yeah.
to be sort of fluid,
Yeah.
fluid podcasting.
Because there's no
thanks
good
so
research
much.
going on the screen anyway.
Yeah.
So you
I
might as
will
well
have
just
to
do it.
say it was one of your worst performances ever, Charlie, today.
Leave him alone. Yeah.
But we move. We had a great time. Thanks so much for listening, guys, and we'll see you next week.
But